Our visit to the Texas Hill Country was a highlight on our journey back to the West Coast. This part of Texas has been on our list for quite some time, so we were really looking forward to it. Our first stop was the historic town of Fredericksburg, in the heart of Hill Country. We explored the busy downtown Main Street and the many shops and galleries. It just so happened that we were there during Trade Days, an outdoor flea market that is held one weekend a month. Trade Days features dozens of local vendors and artists selling antiques, collectibles, jewelry, and much more. On the way back home, we made a quick stop to check out Lukenbach, Texas, and the post office and general store we had heard so much about. It was a great way to wrap up our day trip to the area. While in the Hill Country, we stayed at Thousand Trails Medina Lake. The resort was filled with deer, jackrabbits, and other wildlife. The kids loved feeding the deer with the corn we bought at a local store. Hey guys, so recently we switched from a big old Class A to a big old fifth wheel. And with our Class A, we had a little tiny car that Miss Rachel here could drive just fine.
My cute little Scion.
But now that we have this big fifth wheel, we don't have our little tow car anymore.
No.
What we have is this big old thing. Oh my gosh.
Big
Diesel,
truck.
6 tires. And Rachel hasn't learned to drive it yet.
Not yet, but today's
So,
the day.
She's gonna
Today's the day.
take it out for her maiden voyage.
We figured what better place to try it out than in Texas, because I won't look like a sore thumb, you know, out there.
Can fit in nicely around all the other trucks around here.
So today's been the day. I am learning how to drive this huge dually truck. I'm enjoying it more than I thought I would. Lord willing, I won't hit any deer or small children at this campground. You know, I've been driving since I was 15, but I've never driven something this big and this loud. The most important reason for me to learn to drive this truck, you know, Mark pretty much does all the driving and hauling and everything else, but for me as a mom and a wife, it's really important that we spend some time away. And if I ever want to just go sit at a Starbucks or walk around a store and just have some alone time, I have felt somewhat trapped. And so me learning to drive this truck has been a huge part of overcoming that fear so that I can meet that need that I have to kind of have that time alone to refresh and regroup and to reconnect in my spirit and in my soul, and you know, and come back as a better mom and wife. So this has been a good day so far.
I do have to say, I'm pretty impressed.
Oh, thanks.
Did a very good job. I wasn't worried one bit. And
You were worried a little bit.
the great thing about it is we're fully insured. So there's no need to worry about anything. But any tips for someone that maybe future adventure seekers or people that, you know, would be driving a truck this big, pulling a big old fifth wheel?
Well, I would say, you know, first just learn to park farther out. You know, you'll get a few extra steps, but you don't have to worry so much about the parking spots. Watch your hips. You want to make sure you stay within those lines. The good thing is you're bigger than everyone, and it seems like everyone kind of moves out of the way for you. And maybe just leave a few minutes early and just take your time to get places. And that's what I plan to do, and I think you can do it too.
Our road friends, the walkers, arrived at Medina Lake a couple days later, so we decided to head out and explore more of the hill country together. Hiking and bluebonnets were on the agenda. Today we're at Enchanted Rock State Natural Area. It's right in the heart of hill country. It's a giant dome of granite. The whole structure is about 1,800, a little over 1,800 feet above sea level. Beautiful area.
Some people take it for granted.
So one of the things I love about, it's Wednesday. It's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
This is homeschool.
Yeah, and we're out here hiking with our families. The kids did school. It's the freedom, to get out and see this country, see the beauty.
This is so spectacular. This brings and breathes life into our soul, and sometimes you have to force yourself to do that. You have to get out. You have to get out and say, we're going to do this.
So that was a bit of a hike, not bad. It's a good little test for us now that we're headed out west to some bigger mountains and bigger hikes ahead of us. We took the long way home and drove down the Willow City Loop, getting a true glimpse of all the beauty the hill country has to offer. Believe it or not, Texas Hill Country is one of the top destinations in the country for wine lovers, so we definitely couldn't leave the area without going wine tasting. Our new friends, the DeVoes, joined us for the day, and we headed back up to Fredericksburg to visit a few of the many vineyards and wineries. We ended the day at a perfect winery with amazing views.